right, let's go. Sheesh. There's something about the way you're moving, oh baby. Girl, I'm in love, but what can I say, baby? Oh yeah. For happiness, there's the risk I'm taking. Yeah. Just maybe. Yeah, we couple up and up, we rubbing up and up. Get pussy tighter, we sit up and up. Slippery. Check 1, 2. Wind it up in a me face, going up and up. Begging me friend to go up and up. Yeah, I wanna give you the best. Cuddle up and I lay you to rest. Send a message, but you left it unread. What did I do? And what I said, yeah. It's a pain in my chest. She told me that it's just for the best. She can't give back time I invest. It's a vibe on us on my chest. I know me love you. And we be pulling up and down like domino. Pretty like a rose in everything I do. Follow me, get the picture of you on your next book. Sleep by your defense, take care of the take care of the kids, spend up every cent. First class on the plane, fly where you want. Still you have time to mix up in entanglements. My pretty baby, you alone the one who have no baby. Why you keep it real with you never shade it. Tell your boss a shot to me like a AK. You know anything what you ask for. When you phone a ring, you can answer. You have to be serious and all that. If you be one bedroom master, tell me like, yeah. I wanna give you the best. Cuddle up and lay you to rest. So the message, but you left it unread. What did I do? What I said, yeah. It's a pain in my chest. She told me that it's just for the best. She can't give back time I invest. It's a vibe all about some chest. Well, all about the mommy, no puedo respirar. No te una porque no se puede reparar. Es solución solo hay lo sensual. You told me that we last forever, promise I was all you needed. You look back a poco poco, deja que te positive. You cross up my chest, yeah. You like the bed, yeah. You touch it up, I shut down, yeah. No, you put it up on them because they said it, yeah. No, you can never love again, me treat you like a random. Me keep the money going up and going up and up, yeah. But every time I put the control on, you put me down, I'm not sit around, oh no. Go back to remember that you've been blessed, but I see it through, baby, I can go so bad. I wanna give you the best. Cuddle up and lay you to rest. Send a message, but you left it unread. What did I do? What I said, yeah. It's a pain in my chest. She told me that it's just for the best. She can't give back time I invest. It's a vibe all of us on my chest. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the hottest talk show on the net with yours truly, Russell's. Good evening. This is Situation Ship Part 5. Part 5 with yours truly, Russell's. And my hostess with the mostest, that's Miss Elise Rose. I'm getting the feedback. Hold on 1 second, yeah. Hold on 1 sec. Let's see. All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Elise?
I can hear you, Claire. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. I try to delete one thing. I'm sorry. This one right here. I'm gonna delete the wrong one. Did I delete the wrong one? I think I deleted the wrong one. I think I deleted the wrong. No, I know. I think I'm still live. One second here. Hey, all right. Good evening. Good evening. We're back again with yours truly, Russ Sills, right here on the Situationship Part 5. Part 5. If you're on Facebook Live, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're all hearing us. It's coming in clear. Just want to make sure that we're coming in clean. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, and then we can get started. Just want to make sure that we're streaming on the right platform. All right. Good, good, good. All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Situationship Part 5 with yours truly, Russ Sills, and the hostess with the mostest, Miss Elise Rose. Tonight we're gonna kind of turn the knob up just a little bit. You know, this is our 5th time doing the situationship from a male/female perspective. So we're about to get into deep conversation about stuff that is taboo in the Black community. And, we want to talk about it. It needs to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that we kind of push under the rug. We don't like to talk about it. But, hey, this is why, we have a platform here tonight that we're going to talk about it. You're going to hear opinions from yours truly and Miss Elise Rose. Again, before we get started, we are not professionals. All right? We just host and hostess that we provide our opinions on stuff that matters. You could chime in on the Facebook Live and give us your opinion as well. Your opinion is well needed as well. That's why we have this platform. All right. So before we get started, let me introduce my co-host, the hostess with the mostest, yours truly, Miss Elise Rose. How you doing, Elise?
I'm good. I'm good. Enjoying the thunder and lightning and stuff going on right now. So I'm wonderful because after
you know what
this,
they say about thunder and lightning, right? I'm out the game.
Is a
Listen,
wrap.
I out the game with her. I out the game with her. So I'm not saying, if you know what they say about thunder and lightning, you know what I'm saying?
After this is a wrap.
Hey, listen, I'm done. I'm retired. I ain't retired doing that thing, but I'm retired making things, you know what I'm saying? So what's going on, man? How was the summer, man? It's hot in Atlanta. Oh my God, it's
This
hot.
wave thing these past couple of days, I was like, something wrong with the AC.
Yeah,
Like,
what's going
it's been
on?
crazy. It's
Yeah,
been
man.
real crazy. But hey, when you're island bred, you
Yeah,
know, to deal with stuff accordingly. So, we
listen.
don't do little things in between to make sure we straight. But yeah, it has been
Yeah, it's
very
been
hot.
really hot. I ain't gonna lie, it's been
Very
really hot. I had the opportunity to take my two boys. Did a little father-son trip last week, and we went down to Florida, and it was really
nice.
hot. It was really hot down there as well. Just did a little bonding, a little, intervention type of trip, so to say.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of, get back into the swing of things. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a well-needed trip, and I would I would recommend to any fathers out there that is kind of lacking, or I might say probably might have some little questions about if the relationship is strong with the male kids. I would recommend doing a father-son trip. It don't have to be something expensive. You don't have to go out your way and break the bank and just try to impress them. I listen, kids, I'm gonna tell you, and Elise could chime into it as well. Kids, all they want is time. It doesn't matter how you spend time with your kids. Just spend time with your kids, man. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Spend time with the kids. It doesn't matter if it's an hour, 2 hours, a weekend, 24 hours. That's all kids asking for. Kids, grown kids, teenage kids, it doesn't matter. They just want that time, that bond. So I would recommend that to any fathers out there that again that is too busy or so to say, or just don't have that time. Find a time and go out there and handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we're not perfect out here. I'm not a perfect dad, but I try my best. This shirt that I'm wearing today, my oldest son, shout out to Devante. We went down there and he bought this shirt to me. So I think it was just best for me to wear it tonight. And like I said, little things, man. It don't have to be no expensive gift. little stuff like this here means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, fathers, if you're out there and you're listening, man, just find time. It doesn't matter, man. Even if it's a trip to the Brewsters and for some ice cream, go out there and handle your business, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we're losing, we dying. We're dying every day. We're dying every day. You know what I'm saying? So before we get into this deep conversation with the hostess, with the mostess, I would like to just give y'all a couple of plugs before we get started. Elise Rose is doing big things here in Atlanta, and I want her to just let y'all know about what she got going on tomorrow. So it doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees tomorrow. It doesn't matter if we have a little 20% chance of rain tomorrow. Elise will be in the building tomorrow. So Elise, what you got going on tomorrow?
It. You better believe it. So tomorrow, which would be July 30th, Saturday from 12 to 5, myself and the other committee members of the Do It and Done organization, we are having a beauty expo and also a give back for the kids for school. So we're going to be supplying the kids with school supplies because, you know, next week is back to school for the kids. Yeah. So bring the kids by. If they have a knapsack, bring them by and we'll fill it. If they don't, it's okay. They'll still walk out with a handful of school supplies to make sure that they're ready for next week to start back, you know, in the classroom session after being away for almost 2 school terms, just about. So yes, tomorrow at Caribbean Savories, okay? That's off of Glenwood Drive. No, sorry, Covington Highway. Covington Highway. It's on the same stretch to Thomas Bakery and Georgetown Market. So if you know where those are, Caribbean Savories on the same stretch. It's adjacent to the QT in that plaza. This whole island, people have to give directions, you know. It's across the street from the QT in the plaza with the Chinese people that do nails and it's in the plaza across the street. There you go. So we'll be over there from 12 to 5. You guys come out. Make sure you bring the kids. You got to bring the kids now. We don't want anybody coming, I got 3 children home, 1 in 12th grade, 1 in this grade. We need to bring the kids so we could give them a lot of positive affirmations and get them pumped for school. We want to be able to meet them, ask them what they would like to become when they get older. We want to, you know, hear their, you know, views and standpoint. Again, we are still following, you know, COVID guidelines and stuff. So we do, you know, ask you guys to wear your mask, especially since we're going to be in an enclosed area, just to be mindful of everybody else around in the environment. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow at Caribbean Savories. Come get your school supplies and a few beauty items. You know, we have a lot of vendors who's gonna be there. You just never know. And there'll be food and stuff. You don't know who might pass through. You just gotta come through. Let's come through.
Well, I definitely gonna make a donation tomorrow. I'm gonna stop by and just drop off some stuff. So again, even if you know, if you don't have any kids or your kids are grown, or even if you would like to make a donation, you can go ahead and make a donation mail. You can mail it to P.O. Box 2907. That's P.O. Box 2907. And that's in Stockbridge, Georgia, 30281. That's if you like to make a donation. If you're out of town, if you're not in Atlanta, or if you're in Atlanta, hey, look, listen, stop by, you know what I'm saying? Go to the dollar store, Family Dollar, pick up, you know, buy $50 worth of stuff, $25 worth of stuff.
They even have one right there in the same plaza too. There's a big Dollar Tree right in the same plaza too.
Trust me, little hand sanitizers, pencils, paper, you name it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People don't care where you come from. Just make a donation, man. Make a donation. So I'm definitely going to stop by and make my donation complimentary of JMO Talk Show. You know what I'm saying? So come on out. I'm asking all my vendors, all my small businesses, just stop by. You know what I'm saying? Stop, drop it off, keep it going. Even if you want to take a picture with your hostess, with the mostess, Elise Rose, you could do so as well. You know what I'm saying?
I will have on a different wig, so come.
Listen, also don't forget tomorrow. Tomorrow is all about the return to Eden. Return to Eden. Captain Wren and the crew, they're finally hosting the Return to Eden. That's tomorrow evening, starting at 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. And that's going down at 2620 Park Central Drive in Decatur. All right, music by DJ Cavalier, King AP. We have DJ Dutchy. We have One Drop Sounds. and optimistic sound and foreign bass. So that a lot of entertainment tomorrow. So come on out, support the thing. Go ahead and get your ticket and eventbrite.com and just go to Return to Eden. All right, doors open at 8 p.m. going down to 2 a.m. That's tomorrow. Return to Eden. All right, so shout out to Captain Ren and the crew doing big things. Also, don't forget next week on the JMO Talk Show. On the JMO Talk Show, we have a fundraising event for my alma mater. As you can see, Elise, she repping that other school in town. She got a blue shirt, a gold nails. She representing that other school, that other high school from St. Thomas, the CAHS. I think that's what it means. CAHS or whatever.
You see how Ross trying to get knock off the station all together now? No, we were first, you know. We was the original, the school over 100 years old. We were the first. Then when we didn't have no more space, then they had to create the secondary part so that the country children wouldn't have to come down. So,
listen,
I look at color, you get pink.
Oh God! Hey, listen, don't mess with the pink now. Don't mess with the pink. Real men wear pink. But anyway, it's a fundraising event on the JMO Talk Show next week, Friday. That's August 6th, and it's a DJ alumni spinoff. So all the DJs, was not all, but some of the DJs from the different classes that graduated from Yemen Radio, they're coming back to do a fundraiser. They're giving back to their alma mater. So we're going to be doing a virtual DJ spin-off. All right. So what it is that you're going to log on and we're going to be asking for donation throughout the hour. Okay. So it's going to be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. 3 hours. So we are asking that we could raise some money for our school. The alumni classes and the 50th anniversary committee, they're trying to give back in a big way for Yemen Radio High School. So make sure y'all tune in, tell a friend, all my alumni, even Elise, she graduated from the other school. If you'd like to make a donation, we appreciate that as well. So we're not saying that, nah, you from St. Peter Paul.
Because chicken heart, because my chicken heart pride is so big. It's okay. I don't have a problem showing that the other school needs attention too.
Oh man. So make sure y'all tune in. So make sure next week, Friday, on the JMO Talk Show, we starting at 7 p.m. and we're going all the way to 10 p.m. So make sure you tell a friend, calling all my alumni classes. Just tell them, hey man, tune in to Russell's show, the JMO Talk Show, and you're gonna have 3 hours of music entertainment. We're gonna have live interviews with some of the faculty, staff of Yemen Radio. So make sure y'all tune in, tell a friend. It's going down next week, Friday.
I mean, I wear my shirt to Ollie, I be fetting like scat. I wear my shirt to Ollie.
Oh, listen, we're gonna take that CHS money, that chicken heart money, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to donate $5. $5 complimentary of the
chicken heart pride,
we're
chicken heart pride.
We're gonna take it.
I good.
Yeah, we're gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, with all due respect, for years we used to go parrot jam in high school. We used to go man league in high school. So now it's our turn to show, you know what I'm saying? Show some love. You know what I'm saying? So, pull out that checkbook, that cash app, that Venom, that Zelle, whatever you got, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna take, you know what I'm saying? We're taking donations starting from $5 and up. You know what I'm saying? Also, we have a prize for the alumni, the alumni that donate the most money. We got a prize for y'all as well. So come on out, pull out that check.
A chicken hawk going to take that. A chicken hawk is going to take that. We're just gonna swoop down, grab it up, and go with it.
Go with it. Listen, we might have a special surprise for the chicken hawk that donate the most money. Who knows? We might give you all a pink t-shirt.
There was no disclaimers as to who could win this thing. It's just whoever donate the most. And just because the chicken hearts might want to continue showing that, we's the best school, we might just end up being the ones to do that. You know that'll go.
Whatever. Oh man, so that's next week, Friday on the JMO Talk Show, mates. All right, so look out for next week. We're gonna be doing a lot of promote during the week. So we just ask y'all to come on out and support the thing. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, of course, don't forget on September 18th is the Yemen Radio. We're bringing back the all-white party. It's free. All you got to do is go and log on and
Get your
RSVP.
tickets. I don't get mine. Get your tickets.
That's what I'm saying. Just get in, even if you're not sure about September 18th. Just go ahead and reserve your free tickets. I'm telling you, tickets them are going fast. So we have a limit that once we reach that limit, then it's going to be $10 admission. You can't go wrong. We have performing live. We have Star Martin. We have King Lion. We have Chemist. We also have, you know what I'm saying? We also have G Unit Band from all the way from Houston, Texas. They come in for the first time to Atlanta. They're going to be performing here as well. So you get free entertainment. You can't go wrong. Free. All you got to do is go online right now, RSVP, get your free tickets, and it's done. It's done. So I don't want to hear nobody at the door saying, $10, Russell, man, $10.
You're going to be sitting by Ross table, so just look for me by Ross table. I'll be right there.
You're done, no. You're done,
right there by Ross table. Look for your girl. Look for your girl.
Yeah, for sure, man. But listen, that night as well, for the Yemen Radio All-White Party, we're going to be giving away some awards throughout the years. Our supporters that support the Yemen Radio for throughout the year. So we're definitely going to be doing it big this year. So, you know, it's something we always give back, but unfortunately, you know, with the pandemic and the whole situation, we decided to bring it back again. So I'm looking forward. I'm excited. Yours truly going to be the host for the night, and also DJ Dutchie, man. So make sure y'all come on out, support the thing. Make sure you wear your all white. Go online right now. Eventbrite.com. Just look for Yemen Radio All White. You will see. Just look for the flyer with my face on it. Click on that. RSVP. That's it. Whether you bring in your spouse, your girlfriend, your side thing, your main thing, whatever. Just RSVP your tickets.
You like to create issues, eh? You know, quick white to get dirty.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, security gonna be tight. You know what I'm saying? We just let y'all know security gonna be tight.
All right.
All right. So hey, it's all about blended family discussion on the situationship part 5. I think it's well needed. I think it's well needed. Elise, I'm gonna let her start it off. We want to talk about it. So before we get started again, we are not professionals. We're just hosts and a hostess that's sharing our opinions on our platform, and we eat from a male and female perspective. All right. Absolutely. So Elise, I'm gonna let you take it away.
I got you. All right, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. We are here again. Russ and I, situationship. Part 5. Now, this time around, it's been a little different. The last couple, we talk about different things pertaining to relationships, side things, and all this type of stuff. But tonight, we're going to be a little bit more serious. And it was something that was given to us as something to bring up as a topic to speak on tonight. What we're going to speak about tonight is pertaining to blended families, the positives and negatives of blended families. So before we begin, for definition's sake of a blended family, it's just basically 2 separate families that come together to become one. A lot of us have been in blended families and are blended families due to parents having kids, you know, with other people, and moms and dads separating and then starting new relationships, which, you know, would include another significant other coming in the household or the family and so forth. So blended families, a lot of us can relate to, if not all of us can relate to, because that's just how it's been for quite some time. Now, blended families comes with a lot. There's a lot of positive stuff with it, and there's a lot of negative stuff with it. So before we get into the negative part of stuff, let's talk about the good parts of blended families. For me, the good parts of blended families is knowing that there's a balance in the household. Having, you know, both father/father figure or a mother/mother figure in a household, you know, with kids and raising kids. You know, it's ideal to have a household with both parents. Sometimes that's not the case, but it's like a blended family would be like a second chance for you to have, you know, that experience of having, you know, a 2-parent household where, you know, you have the mommy side of stuff and the daddy side of stuff. So when it comes to, a child being well grounded, yes, a lot of us were raised in single parent homes like myself. However, the ideal picture is always to have a mom and a dad. What are some other things that are positive about blended families? You get to have more family members because now you have to meet the other side of the new family that gets added, new family member or family members that get added into the family that's there. In my case, my fiance, which most of you guys are familiar with from social media, he's been in my kids' lives for the last 6 years. And in the beginning, of course, it took some time to transition, getting used to having him there and not, well, I can't say not for me, but yes, for me as well, because the only individual that my kids were used to being around was their dad, and after him and I decided that we couldn't be together anymore. And, we get along great, we co-parent great, but just in separate households. And I decided to, start a relationship after, getting past my divorce and everything else. Then it came the point where I was like, okay, so the option of moving in came, and it was like, well, these are some factors that need to be considered. Most of us don't consider our children when making these decisions. It's just, hey, this is so and so, and they're gonna come to live with us, and this mommy boyfriend or this daddy girlfriend, and then boom, the child seeing them there. In my case, it wasn't like that. I sat with my kids and I spoke with them because I knew it was going to be a big change for them when, the only male person that they were accustomed to being in the same household with us was their dad, and he was no longer there. So I had that conversation with them, and now they have a bunch of, external cousins and aunties and uncles and stuff that they get along with very well. And it was just more love, more everything when it comes to the positive side of, blended families and stuff like that. Plus, you also get to, learn other ways of loving and, family traditions and because everybody families do things differently. They have different beliefs, they have stuff, so you get like a wider angle of seeing things from another family perspective. Because now when you bring in that part to become a part of your household, you take what come with them too, and sometimes you get to learn new things too. So that's another positive thing when it comes to, blended families. For you, Russ, what are some positive things you could point on when it comes to having blended families?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. Blended families, it's always been like this here with me. You understand what I'm saying? You asked a question about the positive side. But the positive side is that sometimes you meet a female that have kids, and like you say, the kids them always been seeing mom. They know they have a dad, but dad is not in their life. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, you come in and you pick up that father figure. You're not saying that, hey, you want them to start calling you daddy or father, but you want to show them stuff where a father should be doing. You understand what I'm saying? That's why just teaching them little stuff, teaching the kids discipline, respect. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're with the mom, full time, you have to show that respect, show them how to respect, when they go out in public. Um, like I said, just have that male person in the household. It's a touchy situation when I say like this, because I'm a guy, I always think about, I don't really think about myself. I always think about the individual, which is the mom and the kids. And when I say that is, I'm not a person that, okay, if I meet you, Elise, and you have female daughters, teenage daughters, same female daughter, teenage daughters, and we start liking each other, and you just say, well, hey, you could come over, and I just say, okay, sure. You know what I'm saying? And I just come over because you open up the door for me to come in, and you know what I'm saying? Some people like that, that's not me. I'm always thinking about, okay, is it the right time to go and make myself present? Is it, I want to make sure that that person is comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That child is comfortable with me coming around, because like I say, kids, like I say, even though they might not see the father in their life, they know who the father is, but they're not in their life, if you understand what I'm saying. So, again, just picking up where as a father should pick up, me coming in and just kind of assisting the mom with the discipline. When I say discipline, not spanking, not spanking. I don't hit people children. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just saying, hey, listen to your mom, or your mom said to, get up and, do what you're supposed to do, stuff like that. Just kind of, let them know that, hey, don't take your mom for granted, or listen or behave yourself. But as far as, discipline, being aggressive and stuff, nah, that's not me. But I always, like I say, it's a touchy situation, because sometimes you might have good intentions, but the children, they just don't like to see it always been the mom, what I'm saying, in their life. So, hey, who's this guy coming in and telling me what to do? So it's always been a touchy situation.
Right,
So like I said, with blended family,
decision should always be considered when making the decision to, 'cause we could date, and while dating, you never come to my house, you never meet my kids. But when it comes to that point where it's like, what, I think it's time you meet the kids, I always believe that a conversation should be had with, with the kids first, letting them know that there is a change that's about to happen in the household, which brings me to the negative aspects of blended families, whereas sometimes you may not know an individual as good as you might think you know them because you've been dating. Because remember now, when you the adult dating, you only getting to know that person on the aspect of a relationship type thing. You're not getting to know them as a parent, or as another support system, or somebody to be in the household other than for you. You only looking at what your personal gain is gonna be from that person when you dating and meeting somebody. Like, we don't sit down and be like, I wonder if he teach my son to ride a bike. I wonder if she gonna teach my daughters how to sew and talk to them. Like, we don't do that when we dating people and we have kids. We just looking at, oh, I wonder if he gonna marry me in 2 years. I wonder how we gonna look going to this party dress alike. Like, we don't think about the kids. And one of the things that the reality and the scary part about life is, a lot of times you will never know 100% about a person until it's too late or after the fact. You're going to always learn about people
as you go,
as long as you are around them. And this is what makes blended families such a scary thing, not just for parents, but for kids. Because sometimes we can bring predators in the house and we don't know because we don't see that side of them. Sometimes, you could bring a killer in your house and don't know, because they could be running from the law and you ain't not to check that they're from where they say they're from or wherever. And next thing you know, you harboring a whole fugitive. Like, there's so many other things that come with it. And again, narrowing it down a little bit more. And, the reason I'm comfortable speaking about this was because I had to make a decision like that when it came to bringing, my now fiance in the home to live with us, knowing that I had all teenage kids, two of them being girls. I had to be considerate of their father feeling. I had to be considerate of their feelings, because the family is just not my family. When two people make children, you are make decisions. Unless the court say otherwise, then you both are obligated and responsible for whatever decisions are being made for the sake of the child or children. So I feel that, even though he was a part of my relationship life, when the decision was being made to have him, become a part of the household life, I had to speak to my kids. I had to speak with their father. I had to sit and make sure that, things were put into play and that everybody was on the same grounds of knowing the same information and, knowing if we would be comfortable with making this decision or not. Because, I don't want to make a decision solely off of how I want to feel about somebody, and then it backfires, and then I'm stuck with the dumb look on my face, like, oh my God, like, wow, look at what I create, and again, and this goes back to a lot of Caribbean parenting. We always feel that the children don't have no voice. These children, they have to do what the parents say. We don't consider their feelings about stuff. We don't ask them things. Hence why a lot of times when things happen, they get swept under the rug when it comes to that type of
Right.
stuff,
Right.
violation and things like that, which we'll get into a little later
Right.
down, in it. So what
Yeah.
are some negative things that you could point out when it comes to blended families? If I don't say it already, but
Yeah. Well, just kind of touch base to add what you were saying. What you were saying is absolutely correct. Is a touchy feeling when you have kids, like, getting to know another person with kids. You know what I'm saying? Certain kids that you could be as nice as you can be, they just, you know what I'm saying, ain't having it. They ain't having that, who's you, or you, who's this man gonna come tell me what to do. Another thing too, that, we as adults, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, we as adults, we have where the mom might move on, or the dad might move on, or they just can't be together no more, and they go their separate ways. And of course, you have a kid involved, kid or kids involved. And that other, if let's say if the child lives with their mom, right? And the child, just ain't, they want their dad back in the house or whatever. But here you come into the household as mommy boyfriend. So you have kids where to be disrespectful. And they'll tell you, you're not my dad, or you can't tell me nothing, or, they'll just be straight up disrespectful. And as the other parent that is not in that household say, well, listen, that's not how I taught you, raise you. I raised you to be respectful. So, me and your mom is not together, but I want you to respect who they're with. However, if you see anything, or anything that you see that is inappropriate, have that conversation with kids. Let me know, and I'll deal with it. We don't have those kind of conversation with the kids. It's like, yeah, my son, tell me if that man need to be in the house and what time he to be leaving, and call me anytime that man coming out. So when you coming over, I'm just giving you an example now. When you coming over, the kid picking up their phone or picking up their house phone, whatever, calling it dad and say, yeah, he over here, this and that. So guess what? Big drama. He that coming over, I don't want my child around that man. How you gonna have this child around my man? Or give me my children them, you go with your man. It's just a whole big rigmarole. And sometimes it don't be necessary. It don't be needed. And like I said, we as adults, you know, we wonder why kids to be disrespectful, or kids are not doing what they're supposed to do. And sometimes it'll be on us. We'll be the problem.
This is
You
exactly
know what
what
I'm
I was
saying?
going to say,
Yeah,
right?
we'll be the problem. They're watching us. And once they see that is acceptable, guess what? Ain't nobody, grandmother, teacher, the lady next door, or the lady up the street, or, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can't tell them nothing, because they already don't see what is accepted, or they think what is accepted, and that's why kids don't be the way they are.
And to add to that, I do feel that a lot of time when that reaction comes from kids is because they were forced into something that they weren't able to have a voice or an opinion put in place to say. So again, it's just like, hey, one day daddy gone, okay, cool, we get over that. And most time when parents separating and stuff like that, you know, let me not say most times. Some people do, think about how it affects the kids. That's why they would stick around, and then sometimes it's like, you know what, I can't do the sticking around thing just because of the kids. And again, those things affects them. And when they finally get to a point where they start to become okay with knowing that mommy and daddy in two different households, and here comes Billy Bob or Susie Q, and they're like, oh, so now you this the replacement or this whatever. And again, a lot of that I think comes from lack of communication with speaking to your kids, to trying to see, how they feel about them now having um another adult, which they probably seeing as either a threat or somebody who potentially coming to take up the space of the other parent, which mean that that parent no longer gonna be, relevant to them because they don't live there, and now somebody else coming there who they have to see every day. I just think it has a lot to do with communication. I really think it has a lot to do with communication.
Right.
Now, going further into the dark part of the negative aspect of blended families. And this is not just on the males aspect, because I've seen instances where females have been predators, you know, when it comes to children who aren't theirs, just like males. And one of the things most recently with reading articles and seeing things, let me not say that, not most recently, but just period altogether, it's always a common thing whenever a guy comes into a household that has girl kids or whatever, and the guy doesn't have good intentions. Now, I don't know if he goes in there with the intention to just do whatever he wants, or sometimes he gets in there not knowing, and then somewhere along the line it becomes okay to want to drift towards a child or whatever it is. I don't know what does create those instances. It's crazy and sick to a certain extent. However, it happened. And a lot of times when it's discovered, people tend to brush it under the rug because they don't want to. And for a lot of mothers, they feel that it's being done because nobody wants to see them happy, or, you know, they don't want him to have another boyfriend after their father. They just feel like the kids, you know, do stuff like that to make the boyfriend look like a bad person. And sometimes that is the case, because you might have some bratty kids who just know the law on their side. And if I say this and I say that, then the law gonna believe me and he gonna get in trouble and he gonna be gone. There are kids who know to do stuff like that, because we've seen it on TV. We've seen, you know, stuff in the headlines. However, there are true predators that we let into our homes unknowingly, and they hurt our children.
Let me chime in with that. I was waiting for that topic to come in, and I'm just going based on my experience. I work at a hospital, children's hospital. Of course, we cannot get into details, or I could give y'all like an example of something that happened, because of course, you have disclaimers, and that's my job. But let me just say this, which is facts, right? And let me just say this here based on my experience. Majority of the time that when you see kids being molested or touched inappropriately and so forth, it always be, and I shouldn't say always, majority of the time to be mommy boyfriend. Majority of the time, mommy boyfriend. And you hear it all the time where mommy's so in love with her new boyfriend, or she forget about the kids, or she have this guy now that, don't get me wrong, women sometimes to be vulnerable when it comes to men. And all they're worrying about is how this guy is treating them sexually, or just telling, saying sweet stuff in the air. So they kind of forget that I do have kids. I have female kids. And again, mommy boyfriend, but I can't tell you all enough as how much situations or anything that you could think of, any bizarre thing that you could think of, I've done seen it, heard of it. And majority of the time is, mommy boyfriend. And a lot of times when you talk to the kids, it always be where, let me just say, not always, most of the time, it'll be where that mom is not paying attention to the kid, or the kid might have had an experience in the past that he or she lied. You know what I'm saying? So now here it is, the boyfriend come around, and the predator know that, okay, this child have a history of lying to the mom. So if I do the same to this child, the mom ain't gonna believe her because she have a history of telling lies, white lies, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times predators see those stuff, and they prey on kids with their own, problems. Another situation that it's common in our house in the Black community is family members. Family members. We have family members that prey on their loved ones, their nieces and so forth. And that's why people at my job they call me old school. And I don't think I old school, but I'm just, you're older, you're wiser. I do have a problem when you have kids, teenage girls that dress like they grown. I have a problem with that because that's what predators like to see. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be very careful, especially when you're on the internet and you showcasing your female daughters to the world. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to show them where they're showing the navel ring or the piercing in the tongue or the dress like a grown person. I have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Some people, and Elise, I would like to hear what you think about that. Like,
why coming with it? Why
yeah,
coming with it?
yeah. I mean, I have a problem with it because of, like I said, I work in a hospital and I see it. And not trying to stereotype, but that'll be some of the problems why, you have kids getting preyed on or you see grown men trying to hit on children. I mean, sometimes you would say, you can't see that's a young girl. Sometimes these girls that look like grown-ass women, like there's 18. Even if 18, they're grown, but they'll be like 15, 16. And I just think that in due time, kids, teenage kids, female kids, in due time will have their chance to put on lipstick or something. But for now, put on your lip gloss and keep it moving. Or for now, put on your flats or your little wedges. You don't have to wear no high heels. You barely could walk. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Okay. So I'm gonna touch base on a few things he spoke about. One, as far as kids and the way they dress, children don't walk no place. They don't buy their own stuff. So that issue isn't even the children issue. You gotta go past the children and go to the parents with that. Me even arguing with that. I ain't arguing with nobody when it comes to the children. Them don't buy their own stuff. Long ago, you wanted a shirt or a pants or so, your parents tell you, you used to go to the store, you might try to boost it with your friends them, or you steal a shirt or something, or you borrow your friend them clothes or something. But whatever is in a child's closet, the parent put it there.
You're hearing from a female perspective. You're hearing from a female perspective, so I hope nobody they hear what I say and take a run with it.
Where did I walk? How they getting the iPhone 12 and 16 and 17, where they getting them from? They don't walk no place. They're getting it from the parents. So that's number one. Number two, when it comes to you mentioning like the way these young ladies does dress and that being, part of the, I guess, the reason why certain men would gravitate or look to whoever, because yes, there are some girls that don't look their age, and they have daughters who don't look their age. If you look in their face, you could see they're young, but their body structures are not that of their age. I have children like that, I admit to that. However, when it comes to an adult predator and a child, okay, I absolutely despise when people say the child fast, and this could be a boy or a girl, it don't have to be any specific gender. The child was fast, or they were this, or they were that, whatever. Even if that child pursues you, this, for example, let me give a better example before I even go to that example. You go in the store, you always give the rules to the children. Don't ask for nothing, don't touch nothing, don't look for nothing, or else I'll cut your ass.
Right.
That child could sit in that cart and cry, carry on, throw down the cell phone. Now, you as a parent still have the right to make that decision if you're going to give in to that child or if you're going to stand your ground and say, I don't give a shit. What scene you make? Now you give me more reason to cut your ass on again in a private place because now you're acting out because I tell you can't have something. Going towards a situation with a child and a man and this and that at all. Even if a child approaches a man about anything of sexual nature, whatever, you as a grown ass man should not allow that type of temptation to let you say to yourself, you know what, if she pressed me, she wanted this thing, so I went ahead and yeah. You're mad? You as the adult supposed to have the moral understanding of right and wrong. It don't matter if the child address you, because that's like you saying, oh, you tell your child they can't have something, but when they cry, you just give in and say, you know what, she was crying, so I give it to her. Well, then it's you give in to that. That child is not at fault for that. The child just know how to get what it wants. But at the end of the day, the adult is who still have to be the one to make the final say. So when a grown ass man decide to lay down with a child, that was all his decision. I don't give a shit. Dangling bait, I don't care. I don't care how fast she is. If she fast, you be faster. Get up and
let me chime in with that. And I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
This is something that I know when we finish this live, people gonna go back and watch it. And the reason why I'm making that disclaimer now, because this is a very touchy situation. I've been seeing where grown men been preying on young ladies since I was in middle school. This thing been happening from middle school. And it was a kind of culture shock for me where at middle school, where you seeing your peers pregnant. That was like a shock to me. It was a shock to me to see at 7th grade, your classmate or your schoolmate is pregnant. And you like, how the hell happened or what going on? I thought we still in baseball, you know, we thinking about joining sports, playing sports. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really thinking about having sex. Not saying that kids my age at that time wasn't having sex, but that wasn't the everyday norm. You understand what I'm saying? And it was a culture shock. But you would think that, okay, your schoolmate or your classmate is pregnant, maybe it's for somebody that goes to the school too. 9 out of 10 is somebody out of school. It is somebody that is out of school. You understand what I'm saying? And that was something that I couldn't understand at a young age. Like, is that legal? Is that okay? Like you seeing a grown ass man went to 30 hit. They're pulling up in the schoolyard and that person jumping in a car, driving off with a grown ass man. So that's something that in our community, we just figure that that's the norm, that's okay. So when you see one person or a popular person getting picked up and dropped off for a grown man, what do you think that the other pairs going to think? That's cool. That's the norm. It's okay. You understand what I'm saying? So that's something that's been going on in our Black community for years, even before we were born. You know what I'm saying? And it's only now in this century now that people are saying that shit is not okay anymore. That shit is not okay. So, for the 40-something years that I know myself, Elise, I never been with a younger person than me. When I say, well, my woman, she's younger than me. She's 5 years younger than me, right? But what I'm saying, 5, 6 years younger than me. But what I'm talking about, I never been with a 18-year-old person, and I'm in my 40s. Or even when I was in my 20s, I never dated a teenage girl. That I just never been a person that get hard or have an erection or some kind of feeling for a younger person. Never. That's why me, Russell's, to this day on social media, when people like yourself, Elise, when you're celebrating your daughter birthday, I don't click like. I don't click like and people sharing pictures per se, because for the fact of the situation that I don't want people to think that I'm a predator or I'm looking at your daughter some kind of way. My cousins, my nieces, my nephews, they have social media, and they'll be sending me, uncle, add me as your friend, and I refuse to because I don't want to engage. That's just me. Some people think it's cool, and some people say, "What's the big deal?" That's where to start. That's where to see when you start seeing teenagers now getting into grown people conversation or grown people type of affairs. That's where the praying. That's where your friend and you got 4,000 friends. That's where you can't control 4,000 people on your social media page. That's where the connection to get involved. And that's why I don't engage in people kids. That just
So
good.
before you continue anymore,
Huh?
let me address a few things that you just said before. I don't want to lose my train of thought if you
Right.
continue.
Go ahead.
For social media stuff, for a child to have a certain account on social media, they would have to lie about their age. That's number one, the year they're born, because there are limits to ages for children to have accounts on social media.
How old
So
you gotta be?
again,
How old you gotta be?
no, for my daughter, I gave her permission to think and she used my date of birth. So, and she's 17.
She gotta be 18 then.
You gotta be older. So I guess I have to be astonished to have it. I just know she couldn't do it because they were telling her that she wasn't the right age or something like that. So I let her do my thing because she does help me when I doing my lives and stuff. So I needed her to have a Facebook account to be able to monitor my comments and stuff like that. But anywho, so again, so this goes back to parenting to a certain extent too as well. If your children have social media pages and you know that these are about 12, 13, or 14, that means you have to be giving them access to or you know your child is doing something illegal.
Right.
By rights of, the Facebook guidelines, that is something illegal they are doing. They are creating fake data bots to be able to have access to have a Facebook page. So again, we gotta go back to the parents with some of this stuff too, especially when they know. And then for a child to want to be adding an adult and they think, no, I don't have no young children like young on my page like that for any reason.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
But again, if somebody's there, then of course you're gonna be mindful of what you see. And anytime I see stuff I don't like, it don't take but 2 seconds to click, and you're gone. As far as you're not commenting, that goes with the stigma that has fall with a lot of things that society has been so hell-bent on certain things that you're afraid to click like on a picture, which would show me that you like the fact that my daughter graduated, or that you like the fact that I celebrated her birthday, or that you think because your mindset is that you don't want nobody to think that you are looking at her in that light. And that's messed up, that's the way you even feel about clicking a freaking emoji on social media. But I understand. I understand. Now, going back to what we were talking about before that, when it came to men picking up young girls, of course, that ain't nothing new. Go back to our grandparents. We didn't even got go that far back. Go back to your grandparents. Our grandparents, them were married way before they were even 15 and 16 and done had first baby. They didn't finish school. They didn't do nothing because they were making children from the time they were 14, 15. And I know people who make children at the age of 12 years old.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So again, it only to become a problem when it comes in your yard, when it comes in your space, and when it comes in your face. That's when there's a problem. But this is things that have been going on from way before. It just modernizes with every generation. It just changes and upgrades to every generation. That's all it does. It's been there. And if you want to go further back, when you talk about African tribes and things like that, when a girl reached the point of maturity, when she started menstruating and stuff like that, which is roughly around the age of 10, 11, 12, they are now known as a woman in these villages now. So it's always been an okay thing for an older man to now say, okay, she's now of childbearing age. She's now considered a woman. Now we see it as something wrong because of the way we were brought up and how we were raised. And of course, it was the colonizing mindset. I don't gain in all of that. But now we were trained and raised to not agree with stuff like that. But just 2 generations before us, it was okay. Our grandparents were doing that. Our grandfathers was making children with the young girl them down the road that our grandmothers were raising along with the set that they were making together. So it ain't nothing that just starting. It just getting frowned upon because now people became so loose with it They
We
didn't
are
want me to talk
educated.
of the
We are
tongue.
more
But man,
educated
this
now.
family name to be the talk of the tongue. So it's hush, hush, hush. We're not going to say. And then you have mothers who, again, use this as a form of gaining monetary help by basically soliciting their daughters to older men. And we know quite a few of them in the Virgin Islands who were okay with older men being with their daughters because they were providing for their households.
Wow. Elise, you touch a good part about that monetary, like people pray, they use the kids, the grandchildren as pawn, where they're gonna let a grown man sleep with a grandchild or their child, their daughter, for money. And that's real. That's going on in the Caribbean right now. You know what
But
I'm
it
saying?
goes back to slavery too. It
Yeah,
goes back
but
to
but
slavery.
here's the thing: when you
All
say
the way
that
back to there.
when you say that 2 generations ago, it was accepted. I think that we wasn't educated back then. We wasn't educated back then, like how we are now. That we actually know that we could Google and find out what's the laws, what's the rules, what's the age limit, and so forth. Back then, all this technology like laptops, all this stuff wasn't even a thought process. So, and then everything was limited. So everybody, I guess, was just screwing. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my terminology, but yeah, screwing. But was it right? It wasn't right. It was not right. But let me just chime in to add more to what this situation. I know we're talking about blended families and we're talking about the negative part of blended families. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 daughters. I have my youngest is 6, and I just the way I am as a father because again, working in a hospital, working with kids on an everyday basis is why the way I am. My daughter can't do no sleepovers. Can't have no sleepovers. Can't have no. I know some people like really Russ. Yes, can't have no sleepovers. No sleepovers. No, if she going by somebody house because unfortunately if I can't watch her or mom have something to do, it have to be somebody approved, which is only 2 people approved. 3, sorry, 3. That's my two godmothers and my sister. That's it. I very protective of my daughter because of kids, man. Kids of the age of 6 have been preyed on with grown men. I've seen it. It disgusts me. It hurts me. And we have to be very careful with our kids where they're going, they're sleeping over. And me as a man, I remember when I was small, I used to get angry with my mother when we used to go down Oswell Harvest Court by my aunt, my mother aunt, Auntie Wee, may she rest in peace. Man, we used to have fun down Oswell Harvest Court, hanging with the kids and so forth. I used to cry, ask my mom, can I sleep over? My Auntie Wee. My mom said, no, we going country. And I never understand why she don't want me to hang around my kid, my family. And I say, I know why. I see why. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it now. And I use that mentality to teach that to my daughter, like, don't have that, man, don't have that idea. I won't say have that idea, but don't come to me with like asking me every minute, can I sleep? No, like nah, like I be real with my daughter, like if anybody touch you inappropriately or anybody, let me know. Like have that conversation with your daughter. Let me know. You know what I'm saying?
So the no sleepover thing, I get it. Is it effective? I guess if you want to say it is. However, like you stated earlier, a lot of predatory people are the people that you know. So
Right.
we're worrying about the strangers when a lot of it are the people that we know.
Right. And that's why I say only three people.
It don't even matter who you know. Again, we don't know people. No matter how we think we know people, we don't know. It's our job as a parent to train our children to be able to speak with us. And this is why Caribbean parents, I love me. Caribbean parents, I love Caribbean people, but y'all raise your children in fear that they don't tell you anything. Hence why a lot of things go buried in silence, because they don't know how to come and speak to their parents, because the parents are always shutting them down, or you don't allow them to speak because you're a child. Stay in a child's place. So when they stay in that place and they finally decide to say something or stuff come out, then you want to stand up there looking at flabbergasted like you didn't know. But how you were going to know when you didn't give that child opportunity to come to you and speak to you, because you tell them there's a child, stay in a child's place. Right. We have to teach our children. We have to train them for these things, because we are not, you notice our children don't be around us most of their lives. Most of their life they don't spend with strangers than with us. When I say stranger, I'm talking about the school system. There are predators amongst the school system. Even students are predators to other students. So even though that little part we're talking about, oh no, they can't sleep by nobody. Every day you drop your child off, you put them in a fish pool full of predators. You have janitors, you got teachers, you got cooks, you got librarians, principals, monitors. You got all and other parents that coming in and out of the schools all the time. So if you have to look at it from that aspect, then your children are never safe. They are never safe.
I tried my best. And you're absolutely right.
Teaching them. We have to teach them, and we have to allow them to know that they can communicate with us. We have to stop putting up walls and barriers with our children. We have to stop, and we have to start paying attention. You got parents who the children that come in the house with that kind of thing, you ain't buy them, but you don't pay attention to notice a child coming in with stuff that you ain't buy them.
Not even that, but you gain them all of these electronic equipments, right? You gain them these electronic equipments, and you're not even like putting a parental thing on there. You're just letting them, you buy it, they open it, they turn it on, it's charged, and they go about the business. You know what I'm saying? You're not really checking to see what they're watching, who they conversate with, because a lot of these things now that I didn't know, that I'm finding out that a lot of these predators going on these websites like YouTube's and these other kids website that they know kids, they have a volume of kids that go on there and they preying on them as well. I mean, it's crazy. I get it what you're saying, Elise, as far as that, we have to talk to our kids. We cannot we can't deny them from sleepover.
No, I didn't say you don't deny them. I didn't say that. I don't disagree with you. That's your choice. But what I'm also saying is open the spectrum of thinking, because you're saying, okay, I don't want to do sleepover because of this and a thought, but that child not being able to go out there, you could be keeping them in a situation where it's worse for them, because what if the predator is right there in the house? Understand what I'm saying? So even though that might be one little piece that you have to give yourself a peace of mind, knowing that if it's one thing I know, my child ain't gonna never get molested, even my nobody house, cool, but that child could get molested right there in the same house. The mindset that we should be having is that nowhere is safe, and that we have to train, raise, and prepare our children. Nobody don't want hurricanes to come, but hurricanes will come. So are you just gonna sit there and act like you don't know they'll come? You're to prepare for them. Right. You don't hope that they don't come because you don't want to deal with the aftermath of hurricanes, but they just come. They just come.
It's a very touchy situation.
It is.
Man.
It is.
The blended family, I think, like, I personally think that if I had to do it over again, I would do it. I mean, right now you're in too deep. Me trying to tell somebody, oh, I should do it like this, and I in too deep, meaning I done 5-6 years in my relationship. But if I had to do it again, I would do where I will have counseling on both me and her. You know what I'm saying? To prepare us that we bringing our family together. And counseling don't sound like a bad thing. A lot of times people will think, oh, counseling something wrong with you. Nah, it's just you're being educated because you're about to take a big step. You're about to take a big step where I'm bringing my kids to your kids, and if they don't gel, or you know what I'm saying, I would have
What
had
is counseling? What is the purpose of counseling?
the purpose of counseling to just let us know what to expect. We
And
think we
nobody
don't.
can teach you that. Nobody can teach you because again, you have to learn. You have to learn somebody to the best of your ability. A counselor can't tell you about the person you're in a relationship with. They can't tell you how they're going to
They
treat your
can't tell
children.
you. They could just give you advice. Advice
But
if you
that's
have
from
if
again.
you have questions about something, like what, you know, how to speak to her kids, or how to deal with her if she have female kids, grown
Nope,
teenage
you
kids.
can't learn that from a counselor.
They
I
could give you
disagree with that.
advice. They could give you advice, Elise. They could give you
They
advice.
can't. Nobody can give you advice and nothing like that because here's what counseling comes in for stuff. Counseling is used as a tool to when stuff starting to get on a level where you need understanding. Now, if you're going into a blended, this is where it goes back to communication. If you and your significant other been going on dates, talking, whatever, and now you all decide, okay, I think we need to have you meet the kids, or the kids meet you, or vice versa, or we need your family to meet our family. This is where everybody gets to have a voice, so you can know how everybody feels, because you can't go to somebody, you shouldn't go to nobody else to find out how to address something. And ask the people who you want to be around. That counselor ain't going to be in your house. I need to ask you, Ross. So let me ask you, when it comes to disciplining your kids, how do you do that? That way I could know how you to do it, and I could say, you know what, well, okay, when it comes to you doing it with my kids, here is how I would prefer you doing it.
Okay.
Instead of, because you might say, okay, I just spank my kids and put them in timeout. I might say to you, well, okay, I don't want you to spank them. However, if what they are doing, you could, as a parent, I don't have you have a problem putting them in timeout. So now I've given you access to another parental level with my kids based on how you just do it with your kids. And this is how you just start to form stuff together. A counselor would advise you what? The counselor will only tell you, talk to your significant other, because that's the only way you're going to learn. You have to talk to the kids and get to know them. And then you might say, okay.
I want to say that you can't learn like a situation like that from a counselor. A counselor is just like a moderator, or someone just probably giving you legal advice. Legal advice, like, hey, okay, I see what you're saying, Elise. However, that's not the legal way. I'm not saying that's not the legal way. The legal way is this and that, and just kind of bring what your thought process and the legal way, and maybe come to some kind of a binding agreement or a binding advice. But I won't say that if I had to do it over again, if bringing blended family, I might say, well, let's talk to someone. Just can't, because we're new to this. Not saying that we can't teach our own self. We grown. We can't teach our own self. We can't ask, hey, what you like, what you don't like. Okay, what you like, why you don't like, this and that. Yeah, we could do it our own, but sometimes you just need. I might be saying, just like how me and you, we're not together, but we just having a conversation. I see what you're saying, but I might say I cannot disagree with it, because, you know what I'm saying? So that person that is in the middle, that counselor or the moderator could say, okay, Elise, I see what Russell's saying. Russell, I see what Elise saying. But here is this, and even a counselor is not that a perfect person, They just there to just kind of.
But hear what you just said, you just proved my point exactly. The moderator comes in when she hears both sides, and then she tries to help the both sides come to a median. So that part is only needed when you all have already tried and it didn't work. Then you seek counseling to try and figure out what other way it can be done. Because if you all already coming into this and you decide you getting to know each other, you guys already established something, and the way that you guys go into doing it is not working, and you say, okay, try the first time, it didn't work, let's try something else. Let's try something else. You have to make an attempt first before running to counseling, because if you go into a counselor, you go into them with what to ask for help for. You don't have nothing to ask the counselor for help for, because you just getting into trying to even see if you could live together, because the decision at the end might be, you know what, this ain't gonna work with us in the same house. So let's try and go back to the way it was. And you may not need a counsel to tell you that, because it may be obvious immediately when you do it. So when you just say it, the counselor might say, well, okay, I hear what you're saying, I hear what you're saying, but ABC, that's when you have already tried or you already expressed stuff and it didn't work. And now the counselor is there to provide tools or suggest things that you can try as an addition to what has already been done.
Got it. But remember what I said is, if I had to do it over again, right? Now that I don't experience or the do's and the don'ts, the what ifs or what nots. If I had to do it over again, I would get counseling, meaning to prepare me. Mind you now, remember, we just say if we kind of take the hands back in time. Now that we know, right? Sometimes we know, but we still don't know. It's the same thing where if you getting engaged and you about to get married, people will go and get marriage counseling before they get married. Why is that? Because they want to prepare themselves for what they're getting themselves into. It's the same thing if you are blended family and this is something new to you, you might be a little nervous. The other person might be nervous, and they might want to talk to somebody like, hey, how to get over my nervousness, or what's the best way for me to deal with this situation. So I won't say that counseling, you don't need counseling, getting into a blended family. Not saying that you say that, but I'm just saying that it's, to me, I think that sometimes that's another thing too with the Black community, and I'm not saying the Black community, is that we choose to tend to things our way or deal with things our way, whereas like we don't like to hear advice from a third person. We always like to hear that advice from a third person, that somebody who don't know or not professional enough to give us professional advice. We always going to somebody that is not a professional, but we taking their word as an advice. You see what I'm saying? So the word counseling going into a blended family, I don't see nothing wrong with it as far as, well, let me go counseling and see if we could kind of come up with a game plan or something. So when we kind of merge now our family, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so everything you just said became kind of sort of back and forth, because you're mentioning going back, and if you could do it over, which means you have already done it. So now you would incorporate counseling. So again, it goes back to exactly what I say. You have to have the experience. I am never nobody against counseling, because I've been to counseling for a very large part of my life. And even up to that, I have had to have my fiance go to counseling, because there was a lot of things that I wasn't able to unlock for him, that I told him going to therapy would help. So going to therapy is not nothing I'm against. Now, when you go to therapy before getting married, when I did that, it was not for them to tell me what to expect when getting married. That's not what marriage counseling was about. Marriage counseling was about us knowing what we know about each other and trying to see what we had issues with, to try and work them out before marriage, so we didn't end up in divorce. That is what marriage counseling was for. It was not to tell us, well, when you get married, now you gotta have sex 2 days a week instead of every day of the week. It was not, nobody can tell you what to expect with marriage, because no two people is the same. Like, and again, I am not against counseling, because when I need it, I just go all the time. My kids, anybody, I just send them. I'm not against counseling. That's how come I'm telling you what you're saying is not completely how that gonna work, because when you go to therapy, you go because you need understanding, you need clarity, you need, as you might say, advice. But in order for you to go to that person, you have to have substance. If you just saying, we come because we want to get together and we have two different families and we would like for you to tell us how we can merge as one, what didn't tell you? What didn't tell you? They can't tell you nothing.
No,
because they don't know
if I telling that, if we, right, but if I go there and I said, well, I think we should do this here, and she's saying otherwise, what do you think we should do? You know what I'm saying?
because you come in with substance. That's exactly what I'm saying. You come into them with substance because you guys couldn't come to an agreement in conversation by yourselves. So now you need somebody to help you all sort through the stuff. So that is understandable for wanting to, because now you guys want to become a blended family, but you're having a rift here and a rift here, and you guys can't meet halfway. So now you have to go to the next step, which is, okay, let's get some professional help. Let's see how they could help us balance out what we can do on our own. But you're coming with substance. But just to say like, okay, come remember, you say if you could do it over, which means you already have substance. And if you could do it over, you would do it over, and this is what you would incorporate to make it a little more smoother than what you already experienced when you didn't include counseling.
So I think what I was missing, what I was trying to explain myself is that I'm coming to the counselor with substance.
There you go.
Substance. So I forgot to mention that. So I don't want to think that I'm kind of confusing myself or confusing Elise. Maybe I didn't interpret where I'm coming with substance. Now that if I did it over again, I'm coming with substance. Maybe they could probably, you know what I'm saying, tell us, well, okay, this is the legal way, or well, if I were you, I would, give, this is my advice to y'all, you know what I'm saying, but it's your call, y'all have the last call. But you bring in substance to the counselor. You know what I'm saying? Now that if we rewind the time, rewind the hands of time, we come with substance.
You bring a substance, and then they'd help you lay it out, and then they help you come up with things to try or suggestions to things you can do, because now when you tell them what you did try, then they're going to say, well, okay, you tried this. So instead of this, try this instead.
Try this way.
Maybe do this instead. Because then she will have things to, so he or she would have things to suggest to the household to help try and smooth it over, so that things would eventually work out in the favor that you guys were looking for. It may not be 100%, but it would be enough to at least try and get the household functioning enough for you guys to now become, quote unquote, the perfect blended family. And I'm using the word perfect lightly, but I'm just saying, whatever is perfection to you guys, it would make the family work, accordingly. Again, we're just speaking about the negative aspects of blended family, this is why I absolutely feel that dating is so needed. Dating is, people don't date anymore. People just, you meet somebody, you talk to them for a week, they butterflies your stomach. No, you don't talk to nobody else now because you want to talk to this one person. And, you just get tunnel vision. And that's not what dating is. That's not what dating is.
You are right. You are right. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but even if that's what it is, then leave it at that. Because sometimes that's why it'll just be, you just want a little fun, you want a scratch, and keep it moving. You understand? Yeah. But people don't date anymore. So you don't pick up the first thing that come and even give you the time of day. You end up this, and the next thing you know, the person in the house, and then you have all kind of issues are going on, and it's like, what happened? Oh, I didn't know you were like that.
I didn't know you were like that. I didn't know you were like that.
Right, because you didn't even know nothing about. Some people don't even know their significant other's favorite color or was their favorite story time book when they were a child. Like, people don't know the simplest. I think they could tell, yeah, my man like to wear Jordans, or my man like to wear Gucci belt. And then you hit them with what was his favorite childhood cereal? Crickets. What mother went to growing up?
Meal? What his or her favorite meal?
Right, simple things like that, and it might seem like nothing, but it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot, because if they don't know you, then how you expect them to know your kids? And then when you have more than one child, that's 3 or 4 or 5 or however much children, different personalities that person have to get acquainted with and get to know, because now they literally learning from scratch, because that's not the child biological parent, but you want them to be able to fit the shoes of being a parent figure. So they ain't only trying to get to know you, but they have to try and get to know these kids as well in order to form that bond, because the goal is to have that child respond to that person as if they are their parent.
Gotcha.
That's the goal.
I wanna chime in. Kyra Campaign, shout out to Kyra. She made a comment on the Facebook Live. She said, counseling isn't just for issues. It can be an avoidance factor. It is also a great way to enhance your views on things and receive great objective advice.
Right.
Great
Just
point.
like the
Great
marriage
point,
stuff,
Kyra.
right?
Great
Yep.
point. Great point. Great point. Like I said, counseling could be for a lot of things. We just, just stating one perspective, one aspect on counseling, but counseling could be for a lot of things, man.
Absolutely.
A lot of things. I think with the whole relationship, a counselor who deals with relationship, I know that's like, man, they have so many subjects or so many topics or so many stuff that, they probably, talk to you first and they say, okay, I think you is on this subject here. You know what I'm saying? It's so much. It's not something that counseling and they only do one thing. It's so many things that you will go counseling for.
And this is why you have to know what type of counselor to go to, because there are counseling, like Kyra said, it's not everything about issues, but there are different types of counselors to go to depending on what your focus area is. Because if you go into anger management therapist, what are you going to anger management therapist talking about your happy life and your happy marriage? You understand what I'm saying? So you also have to know what type of help you are looking for or what type of individual you need to be speaking to. You can't just, oh yeah, I find him on Netflix and they said, go to this counselor with advertisement and you go in there, you sit down in the leather couch and you cut back and you are like 5 years old. I fall on the mango tree from then me been right. And all the time, the door say behavioral health or the door say, you understand something else. You understand? Because every type of counseling is not for the same things. They may have a similar spectrum according to just the basics, but most of them specialize in something particularly. So if you don't go to the right one for what it is you're trying to accomplish or what it is you actually need the help for, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, you're wasting my time. So just to kind of retract what we talk about a lot of stuff tonight about blended family. We give you some positive points, some negative points, and also some of our experience on blended family. We started off with the hostess with the mostest talking about the positive points of blended family. How it's a good thing where you connecting with someone that is a single mom or a single dad, and here comes your significant other decide to become stepmom or stepdad, and they kind of helping out or kind of picking up where mom or dad left off. Some of the negative points about blended family, about kids not really accepting mom, boyfriend, or mom, girl, dad, girlfriend, they still have their other parent in their head saying, man, don't let a man or don't let a woman tell you nothing. If they tell you anything, call me and I set them straight, or I gonna make a scene or whatever. Another negative point is just the child just not accepting, they're not accepting the fact that mom has moved on or dad has moved on or for whatever reason. So they upset. They're not accepting anyone else in the family. We also talk about some of the experiences that we experienced, not personally, but growing up, where I mentioned that in middle school is from 7, 8. Up here in the States is from 6, 7, and 8. Where in the Caribbean is 7 and 8 grade, where we see our classmate, our schoolmate, being pregnant at a young age. And if I'm assuming, middle school ages is from what, 12 to 14, 12 to 15 in that age range. Yeah. So you're talking about someone from the age of 12, 13 being pregnant and, walking around with a maternity outfit, school uniform. So that was like kind of like new to me, growing up. We also talk about where, we had grown men picking up and dropping off young ladies in middle school and high school. And the impression that the other pairs is seeing it and saying, well, I need to find me a grown man as well, because my friend doing it is cool. She getting money, she getting paid, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I need to find me one of those too, but not understanding that that's some predator type shit, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that Elise talked about, that parents or family members accepting their loved ones, which is the siblings or the child or grandchildren, with grown men for monetary reasons, they're helping out in the family monetarily. And then, of course, I mentioned about me having my younger daughter. I'm very protective, where she don't do no sleepovers. Me as well, accepting, for example, Elise's daughter, trying to add me as a Facebook friend. I'm not with that. I don't do that. I'm not ever, as far as my 46 years of living, I never saw myself being attracted to a younger woman, a younger girl. So those are some of the stuff that we talk about tonight on the JMO Talk Show about blended family. I know we could have go on. It's 9:33. Elise, anything else that we missed about that we want to just chime in? And I know it's a broad topic as far as blended family.
It sure is.
But is anything else you want to chime in, or what's some of the stuff that what you think we should do as far as parents that have kids that being preyed on, or a potential, and like you said, we don't know, but like some of the things that we could help in our community as far as spreading the word, or some advice that we could give to our listeners that struggling with these type of stuff.
Well, first and foremost, when dating or making a decision to blend your family, again, you will never be 100%, you'll never know 100% about anybody, and that's just facts in life. But try your best to get to know people. Try your best to get as much background history and stuff. In the Caribbean or the Virgin Islands or wherever, it's a little bit more easier for us because everybody know everybody. So all it takes is you asking somebody, but such and such, yeah, man, that's Miss Danielle grandson. His mother went to school with so and so. So you can get a lot of background history because of us growing up in such small knit communities here in the US mainland or anywhere else that's way bigger than the islands. It's a bit more difficult because somebody could be actually from another state and migrate here. I am not against people hiring private investigators or getting background checks. I am not against that, because if a job wants to do a background check against you, there is nothing wrong with you doing one against somebody else too before you get yourself involved with people. Real talk. Take advantage of the predatory websites where they can tell you when people are registered sex offenders in your area. When it comes to protecting your children, we need to have open lines of communication with our children. We need to educate them. We need to make them aware of things and their surroundings at all time, even if it's family members. You need to let them know about good touch, bad touch. You need to let them know about things. Look out for key stuff that lets you know when somebody could be potentially causing you harm. For example, a car pull up and they offering you candy, or to come see a toy, or anything that makes you feel like you have to question anything, then don't do it. Anybody that tell you to keep a secret from your parents, don't do it. These are the type of conversations we need to start having with our children so that they can become more open to telling us things, and we don't have to learn about things the harsh way.
Right. And a lot of times too, we kind of we put a stigma on grown folks, where how she could leave, how that could happen to her child, or what, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always do that. Like, we don't know what really going on, if you understand what I'm saying. That person might be going through some mental issues. You understand what I'm saying? But we looking at them as a grown-ass woman or grown-ass man, and we saying, but how he could lay, or how she could lay, that man sleep with her daughter, or, you know what I'm saying, vice versa, or so forth. we don't know exactly that that person is 100% here. So we have to stop that stigma where we judging people. You know what I'm saying? And instead of judging people, help them.
Right.
Help them. You know what I'm saying? Help them because people don't know. A lot of times that people pass through the hospital and they don't know. They don't know. They grow, but they don't know. You know, we still got people in the 2021 that still living in like they in the 1980s. Real talk. They're not exposed or they're finally being exposed to a lot of stuff. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to figure out, well, what they had to do. I mean, it's on TV, it's on social media, but a lot of people is not exposed to that. If you understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So we have to stop judging people and help them. Help them,
Right.
help them get to know because I'm telling you, man, every day as we speak right now, we talking about just a little thing. The things are changing. There's a lot of things out there that we haven't really touched about tonight that could be crazy or make you just say, what? Like for real. Sex trafficking in blended families, all of those stuff that we didn't talk about, that's another subject. That's another hour. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be very careful who you bring into your house. You know what I'm saying? Who you have as a friend, as who in your circle, who you have around your kids. You know what I'm saying? You have to be very careful. And like I said, before we started the show, you know, the trip with me and my kids, my two sons, it was a bonding, you know, father-son bonding trip, but it was more like an intervention too. We talk about a lot of stuff, things that they would like to see me do as a father, things as me as a dad would like to see them do as young men. So those are stuff that, you know, we could recommend, Elise, that, you know, could help you have a strong relationship with your kids. So if anybody try to come and give them a 649, they are already aware because dad told me or mom told me that we, you know, look out for these type of people or look out for these type of things, you know, that people coming to you with. So we have to have that conversation. No more, like you say, sweeping it under the rug. Let's talk. Let's talk. We talk so much on social media. We talk so much, ponging melee, this and that. Now let's talk to our kids. Let's talk to our kids, man. You know, blending family is a good thing, but you always have it ups and downs, the good and the bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What I recommend blending family, that's the in thing right now. A lot of people divorcing and moving on, or you see people moving on, getting other kids for and remarrying and so forth. So I would recommend blended family. Yeah, I mean that's I want what I say the in thing. I mean that's basically if things don't work out, you don't want to stay in a relationship, you move on. You find you another relationship and maybe you blend whatever. But we just have to keep the communication open.
That's right.
Keep the communication open. It's 9:40. It's 9:40. Elise. But before we get into our plugs, let's give a shout out to all the people on Facebook Live, man. My bad. I've been seeing y'all tuning in. Some people been chiming in, chiming out. Shout out to everybody on Facebook Live, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate for y'all for tuning in every month, man. Once a month on the situationship panel from a male, female perspective. Elise and I, this is our 5th time doing it, and you know, we talk about some stuff that we want to start engaging with the listeners. You know, a possibility of doing stuff live on location where we could interact with people not just on the Facebook Live but in person. You know what I'm saying? So those are stuff that we want to implement. But however, with the pandemic, you know, this thing is spiking up and going down. We want to be safe. We want to make sure that everybody's safe and comfortable coming out and supporting the situationship panel. So shout out to everybody on Facebook Live. Stacy Rose, I see you. Thank you for tuning in. Kyra, thank you for tuning in. Renwick, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in, man. You have a beautiful wife. you know, this lady here, she's one of a kind. So thumbs up to you, Ren. Captain Ren, thank you for tuning in. Pick up yourself. Don't forget to support Captain Ren. Return to Eden tomorrow night. Jeffrey Fred, all the way from Tampa. Thank you for tuning in. Cynthia, my classmate, thank you for tuning in. Aidita, my classmate, thank you for tuning in. Kasim, the governor, pick up yourself. Appreciate you, man, for tuning in. Ezra, my classmate, thank you for tuning in. Butlove, my classmate. Wow, we got a lot of classmates tuning in tonight. Ladat, Andrew Ladat, thank you for tuning in. Diamond Ricketts, thank you for tuning in. Nigel, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida, thank you for tuning in. And much, much more. I hope I haven't lost anybody or missed anyone. Any shout outs you want to give, Elise?
If I do that, somebody gonna get missed and then they're gonna hang me. So I'm gonna just say love to everybody. Thank you guys for always supporting. Thank you guys for always tuning in, and thank you guys for supporting Beauty is the Beast. And don't forget, tomorrow, come out to the pop-up shop. It's a beauty pop-up shop, and we're also gonna have giveaways for the kids for school. We're gonna be filling backpacks. So please walk with your children, have them come with a bag. If they don't come with a bag, it's fine. We're still gonna give them, we're gonna poke them up with some stuff for school. Just bring them, come out from 12 to 5 at Caribbean Savories over on Covington Highway. Be there.
Yes, and also if you would like to make a donation, man, to the Beauty is the Beast Incorporated. You could also give them a donation, P.O. Box 2907 in Stockbridge, Georgia. That's 30281. Again, that's P.O. Box 2907 in Stockbridge, Georgia, 30281. Who do you like to put Beauty is the Beast as the head, the name of the...
Yes, pick up a Beauty is the Beast or Elise Rose. Any which way, the box
Okay.
under the name, so they know.
No doubt. Also, if you want to make a donation as well, drop off some school supplies for the giveaway tomorrow. They're going to be at Caribbean Savory restaurant. Shout out to Robbie and Ras doing big things over there at Caribbean Savory. Just drop off. Just drop off a bag. You have a dollar store right across from Caribbean Savory. Go in there, spend $25, $50, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just drop it off. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So that's going down tomorrow at 12 noon to 5 p.m. So make sure you stop by, just say hi, get a picture with the hostess, with the mostess, Elise Rose and her friends. They're going to be doing it big tomorrow at Caribbean Savory.
Yes,
Also,
committee.
Yes. Don't forget, they return to Eden tomorrow night. Return to Eden as a sunset evening party. That's going on at 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Music by King AP, One Drop Sounds, Choice One MD, DJ Dutchy, Optimistic Sounds, DJ Cavalier, and Foreign Bass. So make sure you go and get your tickets now. Get your tickets now. It's at 2620 Park Central Boulevard. This is an outside event. All right? So it's an outside event, so make sure you're coming, for the grown folks. Come on out, be dressed. I ain't say dressing your Sunday best, but come on out, dress nice. I'm saying we're going to party tomorrow night. Also, don't forget, next week, Friday on the JMO Talk Show, we're having a fundraising event for my alma mater, Yemen Radio High School. We're doing a DJ alumni spin-off. So we're going to have a couple DJs, 4, maybe 5 DJs coming back to spin on the ones and twos virtually. So we're asking all my alumni Devil Rays to come on out, support the thing. We're going to be asking for donation throughout the night. It's going to start at 7 p.m. and we're going to 10 p.m. All right? So make sure y'all come on out, support the thing. It's a virtual event. That's on next week, Friday, August 6th on the JMO Talk Show. It's a special edition fundraising event for Yemen Radio High School. Shout out to the 50th committee, Yemen Radio Committee, for making this happen and partnering with yours truly, Russells, for donating, for supporting the JMO Talk Show so I could support my alma mater. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, it's all about the all-white party in September. That's September 18th. Make sure you go and get your tickets now. It's free. It's free. Right now, it's free. RSVP, if you're not too sure, whatever, just go and lock in your free ticket because if you come to the door, we charge you. We charge you $10. All right? You can't go wrong. We have Star Martin performing live, King Lion performing live, Chemist performing live, and also we're gonna have straight out of Houston, Texas, the Virgin Island Band G Unit. They're gonna be in the building as well. So make sure y'all in the place to be. Yours truly, Russell, is gonna be the host for that evening. It's the Yemen Radio all white party, man. We're bringing it back, man. So Elise, you got your ticket?
Long time.
That's like
I looking for it, my nice white ball gown. Because I'm going to be to your table. You're going to be talking, walking around, that kind of thing. But
Yeah, man, listen, we're going to be taking pictures all night, man. So if y'all want to come on out and take pictures with the situationship panel, yours truly, Russell and Elise Rose, going to be there, man. We'll have a good time, man.
Man, I got to go get me a good wig. I got to go get me a good wig.
A good wig? Make sure you're white, you know. Make sure you're white. I gave you a little hint. Make sure it's a white wig, you know. You're going to shut it up, you know. You're going to shut it down.
All right. You're not walking. They're looking like Storm from X-Men, all kind of thing. Just done it one time.
You're going to do it one time. They're going to talk.
One
They're going to say, this is who the lady is in a
white
wig.
Okay.
That's the
Don't ask no question. Just take the picture and go someplace. Take the picture and go
Well, it's 9:48. Again, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Again, if you miss it live right now, you can always check out my YouTube channel, the JMO Talk Show YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, click on the search button, hashtag JMO Talk Show. The JMO Talk Show YouTube channel pops up. Just like, subscribe, and you can watch all my videos, all my shows from last year, July, till now. We got a lot of content, a lot of videos, past videos of the JMO Talk Show with a lot of past guests, virtual guests. So make sure you are checking out, support the thing, man. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. We're about to be taking this thing to another level, man. So next month, Elise, we have a date for Situationship Part 6.
Work something out. Who knows? It might even be live at the event. You never know.
You never know.
It could actually be a live meet and greet. You know, at the all white, you just don't know.
Listen, man. We about to take this thing, turn up. You know, hey, you never know. I might have like a pre-birthday, not a birthday, a pre-all-white party event where we're doing a situationship live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, man. So make sure y'all in the place to be. Tune in, keep it locked. Make sure you support Elise Rose tomorrow. I will be in the building making my donation to the Beauty is the Beast. You know what I'm saying? You know, we making moves, man. And before I leave, I want to say this here to y'all. This pandemic is still out there. It seems to be like, you know, it's not leaving. We've seen a lot of people lost their life within this year. Someone sent me a picture. It was a funeral picture where 3 siblings died in less than a week. I was like, unbelievable. 3 siblings, 2 brothers and 1 sister died within a week from COVID. Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe that. I was like, wow. So I'm saying this to say this, you know, if you for whatever reason you don't want to get vaccinated, that's on you. It's not for me to make a public service announcement about it. I got vaccinated. I got vaccinated because I work in the medical field. But if you choose to because of, you know, whatever reason, you know, we're not guinea pigs or that's on you. I ain't not to tell anyone how to live their life. However, if you're not vaccinated or you're not going to be vaccinated and you're gonna walk this thing through, please wear your mask, hand sanitize your hand, wash your hand, do all the precautions to avoid you from getting COVID because this thing is serious. This thing is serious. This thing is serious. Last year, Elise, when the pandemic was live and people was dying by the thousands, again, I work at a hospital. People wasn't coming in. It wasn't coming in like how it was. Now, psh, man, every day people coming in, kids coming in, COVID positive. So this thing is real. This thing is real. It's still out there. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Wear your mask. Hand sanitizer. Keep hand sanitizer. They got 99 cents hand sanitizer, $1.99 hand sanitizer. Just keep hand sanitizer in your car, in your house. Lysol spray, just spray down, just spray. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, at least, our family members used to buy stuff and put it on a shelf, and people just want to show off. Yeah, man, I got about 50 Lysol spray. I got 50 laundry detergent. Yeah, girl, gotta say, I had a coupon. Yeah, girl, you know what I'm saying? Use them things. Ain't no time to be showing off no Lysol spray. I get Lysol spray for the whole 2022. Yeah, girl, use them things. I see us. I see people bragging about they get Lysol spray and they have to build a cabinet and all kind of thing. You see them, all kind use them things. Use them things. Use it. Ain't no time to be showing up.
For the whole of 2022.
2022, my son. Yeah, girl. You see them on social media. Yeah, the videotaping, all they're going to be like, what?
Oh, God.
What the hell? All these places, they bragging. Use them things. How the hell you got a whole heap of Lysol in your house and then you end up getting COVID? I mean, we laughing, but I mean, yeah, man, you on social media bragging about how many Lysol spray you get, and you got coupon lady, and then you come to find out you get COVID. People must say about you using the thing now. If you know you want to use the thing, then get them away. Shoot, man.
Oh God, rough.
Yeah, man. I tell you. I'm saying, man, like, use them thing. This thing is serious, man. Serious. Get a Clorox wipe, so wipe down, wipe your knobs down, wipe. You know what I'm saying? And they said, like, we like to be on. You see this here? I hope people abuse Lysol in their phone. Okay. All right.
Yep.
This is we like to be on it. We like to touch, slide, and all kind of thing. Make sure you wipe.
The doors, the door handles, the steering wheel of your car.
Yeah.
Any surface that you touch a lot repetitively, the bathroom doors, your bedroom doors, car doors, spray and wipe them down at night when, that way the stuff could do what it's supposed to do. Overnight, when everybody you resting, your phones, clean them, people. You'll be surprised what come off your phone when you take a good antibacterial wipe or even some alcohol and a cotton ball or something and you clean it.
Clean the phone. Me, even my headphones. My headphone, I don't hold it up and I don't spin it straight. Yeah, man. Ain't no time to be acting fancy and bougie. You just don't know, man. You gotta wipe down these things, cause I'm saying, I never seen so much. I could tell you, it's been a month. It's been it's been a year. You know what I'm saying? But again, we thank God for life. We thank God. We be thankful, man. I mean, you don't log on to social media without you seeing somebody say rest in peace, condolences. It's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? It's real. So be careful, and if you have underlying issues, if you're a person with underlying issues, you should be very careful with everything that you do. I'm just saying, be very careful, man. Well, Elise, it's 9:56. I was just trying to bring it to the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Again, don't forget tomorrow, Beauty is the Beast. They're going to be at Caribbean Savory doing a giveaway. Yep. So make sure
you with the Do It and Done committee.
Yeah, make sure I come true, right? Listen, and Elise say, and let me just kind of chime in and say that I don't come there pulling up double park, running and say, yeah, I'm cheering them by the barber shop, I'm cheering them, I lead them home. I get about 3-4 cheering them, you just want the people have to just give it. Come on. It's
Bring the
not,
kiddos.
nah, it's not, you know, all of this preparation. You know, we want the kids them to come out, wear the mask, come out, get the bags, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it is, man. Let's do it the right way. Let's not be cheesy and just running in and snatching up the bag and say, yeah, we're cheering them home. And I just step out too for a little bit. Nah, bring them. Let them get the bags and keep it moving, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to everybody on Facebook Live, Lori. I see you. Michelle, my classmate, thank you for tuning in. Kiba Lepsum, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. And everybody else on Facebook Live, thank you all again. Make sure y'all go on YouTube and like my YouTube page, my YouTube channel, JMO Talk Show. Hashtag JMO Talk Show. Like, subscribe, and you can watch all the shows, all my previous shows from then till now. All right? Have a great weekend. Elise, as always, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Keep doing your thing. Elise, you're doing big things, man. You're doing big things. I love you. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. You understand? I love what
you're doing. From Bagos Bay.
Yeah,
What's going on there?
Yeah, man. I listen, when I see my girl doing interview with King Lion, I say, yes, that's what I like to see.
Check out that new music. Listen, check out the song, the music video coming.
Yeah,
by
for
King
sure.
Lion.
Big up to King Lion. He's gonna be performing at the Yemen Radio White. So make sure you get your tickets, man. Like I say, it's free, $3.99. But if it lose out, it's $10. I don't want to hear nobody complaining. You hear me talking about it? Go on the Eventbrite and reserve your free ticket now.
Yep.
All right. See you tomorrow, Elise. Be safe, man. All the best. It's been a pleasure. See you for situationship part 6. All right. Peace.
Later.
Hair grease, one love. Yeah.